Hello and welcome to another episode of our Speakeasy podcast. As always, I am John.
And I am Ken, and we have...
I am Jay.
Back.
He is Jay.
I'm back.
We were just talking about it recently. We're like, we got to get Jay back on here, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a while.
Been a while.
It's not because I don't like you guys. Just, had to figure out some stuff.
Okay.
I think
Did
it's
you
because he
figure it out?
doesn't like us.
Did you figure it out?
Not really.
He's pondering life for those last
You've been
months.
gone a long time.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
It's a lot of pondering going on.
He's been trying to find himself. He's got a backpack. Actually, it wasn't even a backpack. It was a stick with one of those handkerchiefs
hobo.
on the back. Yeah. And he walked around the country.
Yeah.
That was with a B.
But he's back.
Hobo.
Hobo.
Hobo. Yes. Well, welcome back, Jay. Thanks for having us, and thanks for bringing some beer.
Yeah,
by
he
the
brought
way.
some beer with him
Brought some
on
beer?
his travels.
Yes, Jay was like a nomad recently. He took the family. Where'd you go, buddy?
I was jealous because all you guys are traveling too. John's like a world
Yeah,
traveler
we did.
now.
We all talked about it recently. Yeah, and Jay,
Right.
it's a big time for travel, summertime. So, and Jay went on a pretty cool trip. He went all over. He went. Where'd you start out, man?
So I started out, I wanted to break up the trip because our ultimate goal was to go to Quebec City in Canada.
Assalamu
Canada.
alaikum.
Oh, good, cool, eh?
Assalamu
People were like
alaikum.
upset that I went to Canada, like, screw those liberals. And I was like, all right, dude, I always wanted to see the... what?
Are you the one that started the fire?
There's still fires up there.
Yeah.
So just to break up the trip, I stopped in Lake Placid first, which was awesome. Like,
Oh, that's cool.
If you guys have never been there, I highly recommend it. Olympians training, ski jumping in
That's
the
New
summer.
York, right? Is that New York?
New York.
Yeah.
It's about 3.5 hours from
Yeah.
us.
I'm more like Lake Flaccid.
Lake Placid was really cool. Good food. And then went to Montreal. Montreal has changed a bunch. Before I get into that, we should probably mention the beer. So on the way back, went to Vermont, Hetty Topper, hit up all the Hill Farmstead, all the good
got
places.
The shirt on. Got some Focal Banger shirt going on right
And
there.
one of the last trips here, we went to Fidens, which is in Albany, New York, and what an awesome brewery! It just
like
opened, a
Fidens.
new place, and the beers are amazing. It was one of my favorite breweries.
I've only had their beer. Haven't been there.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
really cool.
I like
Yeah.
their beer. We got to take a trip.
John, what was the name of that one that we're going to try right now?
From Diego to the Bay. West Coast IPA coming in at 7.2%.
So I think John's like me. I don't love some of these West Coast IPAs.
Yeah, I'm not a big West
Are you
Coastie.
a fan?
Yeah, I like West Coast. Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
But like some of them, I'm like, they're good, but I just prefer my East Coast, New England type style.
Yeah.
So when I had this one, I'm like, this is amazing, and I think I gave it like a 4.75 on
On
tap.
tap,
So I'll
really?
see what you guys think.
A 4.75.
Yeah, it was pretty
Well,
high.
let's try, and then we
try.
want to hear a little bit more
See
about
what
this
you
trip
think.
after, man.
Yeah,
See how this
definitely.
is. Yeah.
Cheers.
Johnny.
So I think it has a different taste to it than a West Coast.
That's not West Coast at
It
all.
doesn't
to me.
taste West Coast.
Yeah.
Maybe because it was made on the East Coast.
I don't know. Maybe they got confused.
I think it's kind of West Coasty.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, it's not like you're
not
New England
malty,
style
though.
where it's cloudy and and juicy. It's got a nice taste. It's got some
I
good
liked it a
flavor.
lot.
I like it a lot.
I like it a lot.
It's got good flavor.
No,
Got
no, I'm
nice
digging
color.
it.
But it doesn't have that like malty
Yeah. There's still a little
darker.
haze in it, right?
It's still pretty light.
Maybe a little, or unless that's just the moisture on the glass.
That's just a
Looks
dirty
like
glass.
my pee sample from the doctor. Really.
A little cloudy.
So
At
you
least
like
yours
it?
doesn't have blood in it like mine. What's that?
Overall, though,
not good.
What do you think? I think it's tasty.
Yeah, I think it's good. The only thing I would say is lacking on it, and it's just such a minor thing because I think it's a really, really good beer, is I want that finish to linger a little bit more. That's the
Yeah.
only thing I would say.
And it's 7.2% alcohol.
Oh, that
which
is a surprise there because
tastes like
I'm
a
not getting
session,
7.2 on
yeah.
that.
I'm
No.
not getting 7.2 either.
Yeah.
was that what it
though.
was, right?
Yeah, 7.2.
Yeah. Solid. Thanks for bringing it, dude.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah.
So,
So is it a big place? Fidens is like a big. Is it
it's
a big spot?
So
Yeah.
they were in a smaller place. Our beer dealer Dom
Beer dealer
made
Dom.
sure
Beer
before
dealer
I
Dom.
went, I said, "Hey, you head up this area. You go to hockey tournaments all the time. What do I need to stop at?" And he like sent me back a list. Some of them were on,
Sure
and it
did.
was like, if you have time, there was like 30 breweries.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I have a kid with me. He's like, you stop at Ben and Jerry's. I'm like, no, we're not allowed to go there anymore because of recent events. But anyway. They're putting out dumb statements. Actually, you never heard of it. It's actually pretty funny. I can
I don't know.
talk quickly about
We
it.
could talk about that later.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, Montreal, I was there 17 years ago or 18 years ago for my bachelor party and going with a wife and kid.
A bit different
a bit
experience.
different.
I gotcha.
But my wife was even like the hotels were great, the food was great, but
So Montreal didn't change. You changed.
I think so.
Let me,
Okay.
so you weren't doing keg stands with your son?
I was not.
No.
Isn't like
Okay.
the strip
It
club
just-
capital of the world?
Just people were like a little ruder, and the people we didn't like in the city itself
Well,
just changed to
They're
me.
French. I mean,
Yeah, but in Quebec,
Parlez-vous, oui, 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 oui.
Yeah,
Everywhere's
oui,
oui, oui.
Yeah.
so then
Fuck-y-vous français.
Quebec City, Quebec City, amazing. I think it's up there with my top. Like I like Barcelona as a city. I think Quebec City, it's
What-
amazing.
How long of a drive is Quebec City?
Like if you
Well, I
just
know you
drove
chopped
from
it up,
your
but if-
house,
yeah,
it would be
from
7.5 hours.
That's not so bad.
Yeah, but I didn't want to be in the car with a 6-year-old for 7.5 hours, so we
That's what Benadryl's
broke it
for.
up. That's true. Could game of Xanax or
Yeah.
something.
There you go.
Whatever works.
And then on the way back, Vermont, I always wanted to go to Hetty Topper, never got to go there. Hill Farmstead, all these classic
Yeah.
breweries, and I overindulged a bit.
So, was this a family tour or a brewery tour here? Brewery
Yeah,
hopping.
was this a family trip or
yeah.
is a-
Yeah, is it?
This
Is
is
it
your
a-
personal bucket list.
I mean,
And you played it up like, hey,
Yeah.
we could do
yeah,
this.
we'll get ice cream.
You know, I heard there was a playground at Hill Farmstead. that
They're actually
really good.
What's funny what you just said about that was like we get there and I'm like, I wonder how much time like I'm gonna have where my son's like, I don't want to go to a brewery.
Yeah.
We go there and it's like an open field and they have tents set up and like I'm like, I'll go get the beers and there's a bunch of kids and they're running on this like open field playing. Dad, do we have to go?
Awesome.
I'm like,
No, sir.
Perfect.
Oh, son, I
I'll
guess
get-
we could stay.
I'll
a
get
little
another
longer.
one.
Out of the few breweries you went to, or the handful of breweries you went to, which one was not the best like beer wise, but which one was like best environment wise?
I would say
Fidens?
the Fidens because they have the shuffleboard like Ken has over here.
Yeah.
So my son had
Heck
games to
yeah.
play. The food was amazing.
Nice.
The beers were good.
Good.
Everyone was super nice. There's plenty of room.
Cool.
Yeah. So I mean, the Alchemist was cool. The only thing that was unique that I didn't know about it because my friend goes, I want to try something that's different than Focal Banger or Hetty Topper, and you can buy those two, which I did, and then there was like maybe a farmhouse ale or something else. But then there was other ones. They opened it. They made sure you didn't walk away with it, so you couldn't purchase like Rapture or you might.
Really?
I think there's one called Scotadouche.
So they didn't sell anything to go except for Hetty Topper and Focal Banger?
Yeah, and there was like I said, like a farmhouse saison that nobody wanted. I
Didn't-
almost was tempted to buy
Didn't
it.
we
but
recently have something from them? Wasn't it like a porter?
We've had other things from them, yeah, but I don't
They
know.
had another IPA that was really, really good. And my
Yeah.
friend's like, I saw you, I told you to get me some. And I'm like, you couldn't buy it. And they literally opened it.
Interesting.
But like what Dom told me, he goes, get the slow pour Hetty. I never had it on draft before. And it's like, I think it's, what do they call it? Nitro? Like,
Oh, was it Nitro?
so
Was
it
it that
like,
side handle?
it was like when you pour a Guinness and I have a
Oh.
picture of it and it's so like,
Creamy?
Cool.
oh, it was delicious.
Yeah.
It was very good.
That
But,
sounds interesting. I would love to try that.
Yeah, absolutely.
but enough about me. Let's talk about you guys because I haven't seen you in a while.
I'm looking at the three of us. All three of us have glasses on.
I know. We're
We're
getting
Yeah.
old.
old.
Man,
We're going to rename this
I wore my
podcast.
contacts
Nine
for like
guys. Nine eyes.
straight like 30 days. I was like, I think I got to take these things off. Give my eyes a little bit of a break,
Are you allowed to do that? I thought.
I wear the night and day ones that you can technically
You can
sleep
sleep
with,
too,
but you're
yeah.
supposed to like take them out and let your eyes breathe once in a while. I do that like never.
It takes me about, I wear contacts once in a while when I do sports. It takes me about 45 minutes to an hour to get my contacts in because
Yeah.
I suck at it.
I don't
Yeah.
bother.
Yeah,
I don't like
they're-
contacts. I don't like anything in my eye.
That's why. Well, I don't. I'm not a big fan of contacts either. That's why I just leave them in and say screw it. But you forget they're in there actually until you like get something in your eye and you rub your eye and then your contact pops out and you're like,
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
shoot, And it always happens when you have like no water or nothing to like wet in it to put it back, and you're just like, oh god, what do I gotta? How am
I'm
I
seeing people with like their contacts go like up into their eye. and
Oh,
there's no
that's not
way.
fun. That's
That
not fun.
doesn't sound good.
Nope.
It's happened to me numerous times. Numerous times. It's not fun at all. You gotta like look down, close your eyes, look down as far as you can, and then kind of like take your finger and kind of like
Yeah.
maneuver it down. Oh, it's no bueno.
I don't know if I ever talked about it on the show, but I had eyelid surgery because I kept scratching my cornea. My eyelids would flip open, and I kept scratching my cornea on my pillow while I was sleeping at night.
Oh my god.
And it would scratch and it would scratch and it would scratch. And as soon as it healed, it would reopen. There were days I used to have to tape my eyes shut, and I used to have to put ointment in my eye. And then I finally got surgery. It was cosmetic, and they cut my eyelids off
Wow.
and cut the excess skin off, and they
this real?
Put them back on. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. Oh, I got pictures. Oh, you don't remember that?
You serious, Clark?
It was when me and Pete had me and your brother had Jim Dandies.
Yeah.
I was out for like a good 2 weeks.
So you basically had plastic surgery.
Did you
So
notice you had less foreskin afterwards either?
Yeah.
Are you
That's the thing. They cut off too much when I was a baby, but not enough up here. I don't know.
were you on that
But
show?
it was freaky
Botched?
because so
Let me look.
it was freaky, man, because I had to be awake. So
Jeez.
they
A
put me to
knife by
sleep.
your eye. Yeah.
They put me to sleep so that they can shoot stuff in my eye to make it numb,
Yeah.
right? But I woke up as they were putting the last one
Oh
in.
my lord!
And when you had
Ooh.
they had like 25 pounds of blankets on me, and I just see the needle. And in my head, I couldn't speak,
Ooh.
but in my head, I'm like, I'm awake, I'm awake,
Oh
I'm
shit!
awake.
Yeah.
I didn't feel a thing, no, because it was the last one. But then they cut, you feel it, you hear it, and then they're like, look right, look left, and no eyelids, and the lights shining into your face.
And you're blinking.
Bro.
You're like,
You can't-
it's not blinking.
You can't blink.
I would have had a panic attack.
You can't blink.
Dude, fix it now. Fix it now. Fix it now.
This was at UMDNJ or whatever.
Yeah.
How old were you? Like when was this?
2007. I was just recently, right after I got married.
Your wife was like, "Fix your eyelids, dude."
My wedding, I had a plastic lens over my eye, like a plastic
Really?
for my wedding because I had a scratch in my eye.
Like a pirate.
I had to do it for my wedding and for my honeymoon so that I wouldn't scratch my eye. Yeah, I had a hard plastic lens. So,
When you woke up in the morning, were you like, "Arg"?
oh, dude, it was bad. There was a student that was helping the doctor with the surgery.
Yeah.
Doctor leave and he goes, all right, stitch him up, put the lids back on, and I'll be back to check.
Stitch him with a student?
A student.
Hell no.
He does it. He comes in. The doctor comes in. He goes, his eyelashes are pointing straight down. That's not going to work. He goes, take it off.
He's Asian now.
He goes, I had curtains over my eyes. I was like this. He had to take it off and restitch it again. Yeah.
I would have been like, dude. Afterwards, I would be like, dude, seriously, you let your student do this right now?
Worst experience of my
Yeah.
life.
I would have been pissed off.
I had to sleep in a chair.
Did you go to Guatemala to do this?
I know.
Newark, bro. It's the same thing. Next day, the blood inside my eye made my eyes, I couldn't open them because they like crusted shut. My wife had to force my eyes open, and she said the blood just flowed out of my eyes. Dude, I got pictures.
Isn't that like
Only you, man. Only you. What's with you?
Nuts.
Isn't that like the devil? Like when your eyes bleed?
Yeah, it was nuts. It was nuts.
It was like, yeah, I don't know. There could be worse situations.
I was wondering how you could
I could've went
segue to
blind.
this.
There could be. You could be like on an
I went
airplane and have the poops and poop all over the floor.
I think I'd rather have diarrhea. I don't know.
So, in recent news,
Yeah, did you
something
guys
happened.
see that? Now, I didn't check. I didn't look this up, but someone at work had told me that it was an actual woman that took a poop all over the airplane, the diarrhea all over.
How do you like get explosive where it's hitting walls?
So this person it was explosive. I think it was right after they took off.
Yeah.
Kept saying, you can't get up. And the person said, F this, I got to go.
Yeah.
Stood up.
Got up and just started going as they were
God.
running to the bath. The whole plane had to turn around. There was feces
That's my worst fear.
everywhere.
I
Everywhere.
I heard the talk from the pilots or whoever it was, and they're like, we have a biohazard situation here.
That's what it was.
Denzel came on.
We
got shit on a plane.
Shit, no funny.
That's
was
Samuel L.
Sam
Jackson.
Same thing.
What are you trying to say? All black actors are the same, or what?
Snakes on a plane.
Motherfucking shit on a plane.
All right, wrong
How
actor.
do you react to that though? Say you're a passenger on that plane.
I don't know. I think it was it was an international flight too. That's
Yeah.
why they had to turn around and come right back.
Yeah.
That's awful. Do you feel bad for her? I do.
I don't know.
I feel bad for everyone that had to smell
Yeah,
that.
I feel bad for
But
everyone.
imagine the delay that caused on an international flight.
And the cleanup.
Because you couldn't make it to the
It
bathroom.
sounds like it was a shitty situation.
very shitty situation. But did you see the video of them putting out like the tarps like over it, like in the lady?
No,
they
I
had
don't.
masks on.
Oh, jeez.
Oh
Dude,
gosh,
it was on like seats.
I would burn the plane.
I think I'd jump off the plane.
But it wasn't like she pooped her pants. It was everywhere.
It was like you can see, even when they were on TV. You know how they try to blur that out and stuff. You could still
whole
see
screen was blurred.
You could still see the brown.
Oh, really?
It was like,
I didn't see. There's like pictures.
Oh
and videos.
yeah, there's videos on TikTok.
Jeez.
It's
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah.
See, that's you can't do anything in this world. It's
No.
going to be recorded
Oh,
somewhere.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yes.
It's a little scary.
I mean, you do feel, but like, I mean, it's like if you ever had a colonoscopy before, it seems like it was a situation like that. It was just waterfalls flowing out or something. You know?
Oh, when you have to prep,
yeah.
not fun.
That's the worst.
Yeah, yeah.
I got to do that soon.
Unfortunately, we've all have done it more than once. So
Yeah.
Shitty.
yeah.
Yeah.
Back to yes, it is a shitty situation.
It's just now it makes me nervous because like we're going on a plane soon. I've been on a plane in years, and I'm like I'm not gonna be able to eat anything, drink anything. 'Cause I don't want to have diarrhea on a fucking plane.
No, nobody does. You'll be good.
I don't think I've ever been in a bathroom on a plane in my life.
There's people that say they're more scared of that getting sick on a plane than dying in a plane. But I
Yeah.
think you're dying.
Well, I'd rather shit everywhere and not die
Okay.
than die and not shit everywhere.
yeah.
But if you did shit everywhere, would you then kill yourself?
If I was dying, I'd probably shit everywhere.
Yeah.
Plane's going down, I'm shitting
It's
everywhere.
interesting. Why do we always talk about shit when I come out here?
I don't know.
It's
You're a shitty guest.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to crack open this new beer.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm about done here, bro.
So, John, actually,
Here, you
you
do
grab
this.
it. What's the alcohol on this?
I don't even know what that says.
It's
You want a guy who can read, look at it, or what?
we all have glasses on, but no one can read.
I just can't see distance. Actually, my
So I got this beer on my way from Montreal to Quebec City.
Yeah.
They had a lot of IPAs. Some of them not so good because me and getting to that, me and Ken met up recently
In Quebec City?
at my house. I had a bunch of beers,
Yeah, thanks for the invite.
yes.
and we had a ton of beers. So we didn't try some of these. But
Yeah.
I brought it back.
Yeah, Jay
a
had
handful.
Jay brought back a ton, and we had a blast. We went to his house not too long ago.
Rub it in.
We and Jay just lined up all the beers, and we both agreed this is clip worthy. So I'm gonna put that in right here. What's up, guys? It's Ken from the Speakeasy podcast. Right now, I'm at the Jerk Beer Garden with my buddy Jay.
What's up, guys? It's been a while.
Yeah, you've seen him on the podcast before. Jay just recently went on a trip to Quebec City. Where else did you go, Jay?
Yeah, so I went to the first beer right here is from Lake Placid, New York.
All
and
right.
then we were in Montreal. These
Montreal.
are Quebec beers down
All right,
here.
cool.
This was one of my favorite. I guess you say like Les Souchets.
Les
I don't know. I'll
Souchets.
keep that to the French.
Yeah.
And then went to Vermont. So these are all Hill Farmstead beers.
Awesome.
A bunch of good ones to here.
Yeah.
This is Fidens, which is Albany, New York, which I highly recommend. Really
All
good.
right, some Fidens from
and
Albany.
Freak
All
Folk
right.
was for Vermont too.
Nice.
Good snowboard skiing spots. Sorry, wasn't in the shot there.
It's all right.
But, we're gonna attempt some of these. We're not gonna drink them all.
Right now, we're actually having a Antique 107 by Weller store pick that Jay got.
Cheers.
This one's actually really, really good,
Very
man.
good.
This is
a lot of
fantastic.
vanilla.
So yeah, we have a few friends coming over to the Jerk Beer Garden. We're gonna have maybe some of these, maybe all of these. I don't know. It depends. It really
It's a beer
depends.
share. This is what we used to do. All
Yeah,
the
we used to
time.
do a lot of beer shares. We kind of took a break from these
Beer-
shares.
Beer
and,
dealer Dom is coming.
yeah, our beer dealer Tom will be here. But yeah, we're super excited to try all these out. Jay, thanks for sharing these.
John, we missed you. Sorry you couldn't.
John
make it.
is actually under the weather today. He was supposed to be here as well, but we will catch him hopefully soon, and hopefully he'll be on this podcast that we'll be airing this on. All right, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. So did you see how many freaking beers were there and how much he brought back? And we
It was so good. Our beer dealer Dom showed up, and
yeah.
Thanks for the invite, guys. Appreciate
you were
it.
invited, and
John was invited. What
told me to
happened?
go
Rub it in,
screw.
rub
Oh,
it
he
in.
was. John was feeling under
He
the weather.
shit on a plane.
he was digging his shit because he was thinking about taking a shit on a plane, and he got nervous, so he had to.
I think I was concussed at that time.
But some of the ones that we did try that night, we didn't drink all those, obviously. This one is one we didn't have, and it had a podcast. I guess these guys are hockey fans. I don't even know what this podcast is, but what is it called?
All right, so the name of the podcast, it says, is Podcast La Pouche Bleu.
You did that pretty
Gotta
good.
listen to these guys.
Le
Put a little German flair on the end.
La Pouche Bleu. And it's
an IPA.
It's interesting how it's 473 milliliters.
Is it an IPA?
It's 5. It's 5% alcohol.
5%. What kind of beer is that?
Oh, that's one thing I will talk about.
Do you
when we
guys want
pour
me to
this beer.
talk about this beer or no?
You reminded me of something good.
All right. Recrue ist un IPA. I can't read the rest. It's in French.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's crack it.
And it's pretty cool though because they have like the grains and all that stuff that they put in it and stuff. There's Crystal, Munich, or
meth?
there's two-row barley, crystal medium, Munich. They actually like, really list it like you don't see this that often. And then as far as the hops go, which are called Hobli, no, it's weird. They have hops and they have Hoblans, which is Citra, Chinook, Mosaic, and Simcoe. Maybe one's dry hopped, and the other one is then it just says hops: Citra, Chinook, Mosaic, and Simcoe. So these are all pretty cool hops, man. These are ones that I would say are good in my book. You guys want to start pouring?
Yeah. So when I went there, when we like tried them a week or two ago, whenever that was, a lot of these weren't the greatest. I went to one place. I forgot the name of it, but it was really good IPAs and stuff. But a lot of the other ones not so good. So I'm not promising anything here. But John, the one thing I found very interesting when you said the lower alcohol. We go to this place, and I said, what's with all these things called nano beers? I'm like, what's a nano IPA?
Nano, yeah.
And everything was 2%, 1.8%.
Yeah.
One of the best beers I had was a 2% beer, so it's like a near beer.
2%.
2%. And I go, why?
That's like Schoenhofer. That's what my wife drinks.
So one was really good, the other one, but they said because I guess they're driving while, drinking and driving, like, what would I call that?
Driving
The
wild.
DUI limits are a lot lower, I guess, than 0.08,
Yeah.
which is in New Jersey. And
Pathetic.
they just drink lighter beer because I go, I'll have the double IPA. She's like, it's high. And I'm like, what is it? She's like, 9%. I'm like, yeah, I can handle it. I'm good, thanks. She's like, but did you drive? I'm like, hey, I'll get nano beers after it. Don't worry about it. So they were good, though.
Yeah, there's like I remember that one place I went to in like Ontario area called Bellwoods, which they've done collabs with other half and things of that sort. So they did have higher alcohol ones there, and that, but maybe different.
What's the
obviously
brewery
different areas.
called, though? The brewery is...
And the podcast, I wonder, do they talk about hockey? I mean, like, if they're in Canada, probably, right?
Yes,
there's so many different words.
We'll have
in
to
here.
follow their podcast.
I don't know what the
Yeah, we'll
brewery
have to
is.
check it out. I probably should have
compare.
researched that. Well, let's try it.
Yeah, let's give it a
Oh,
whirl.
La Boulette? La Bouquet? That's the brewery. La
Sounds
Bouquet?
good to me.
Okay.
Cheers. It's got a nice
Cheers.
color.
Bobby Boucher?
Very orange.
This more looks more West Coasty than the other.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, it smells pretty good, though.
Mm.
Tastes like shit. It smells good.
You don't like
Just
it?
joking. No.
It's nothing special, but I like
bad.
it. It's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It's definitely drinkable. It's not a drain pour, as
I
we
mean,
like to
Americans
call it.
do it better, but
Tastes like French toast.
yeah,
They should stick to their
poutine.
poutine.
I love poutine.
And they're French fries.
And
No, it's not bad.
Yeah,
It's got a little bit of an aftertaste,
it's not too bad.
but it's
it's drinkable.
very drinkable.
Yeah.
I'm down.
I can't, and
Smells
by
like
saying that,
pineapple.
I don't mean that it's
Smells like pineapple.
bad at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Thanks again, Jay. Thanks for bringing it.
Guess
You're
for
welcome.
the French, they did a good job.
Yeah.
All right, so one other thing I wanted to talk about that happened recently. I feel bad for all my Jet fans. Me and John are Giant fans, right, John? You're a Giant fan?
No,
You're a Jets fan?
I am.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Ken, what happened?
You knew that.
Oh.
You're an asshole.
So here's the funny thing. I didn't even put the game on yet, and he was done. I was doing something. I was like, oh, I'll put it on TV in a second. I'm like, where's Rogers? What the hell's going on?
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't even start watching it yet.
I turned it on and he had the flag, and I actually said to my wife, imagine he tripped and fell and broke his leg when he was running out with the American
my
flag,
God.
and I might have jinxed him.
Yeah, I think he did jinx him. And yeah, so he tore his Achilles. He's out for the season. He was the new hope for the Jets. He was the one that was going to bring the Jets back together.
And the season starts, and the season's over.
But who won that game?
Yeah.
The defense.
They're undefeated. That was a great game, though.
The Jets won.
It was a good
So
game.
actually, this is coming out a couple days after week 2. So we don't know how the Jets Cowboy game is.
Yes.
As of right
So
now.
this episode right now.
As of right now, we're 1-0.
It's Friday.
Yeah, you guys are undefeated.
It's Friday, and we haven't hit Sunday football yet. So we're filming on a Friday today, and so yeah, there might be some changes that happen.
And the Cowboys destroyed my Giants, so that season's over also.
Oh my God, that was pathetic. 40-0.
Yeah, embarrassing.
They said what the Giants let happen in one game has never even happened in the
before.
season.
Did you
in a
see-
season,
Yeah.
not
you-
even in a game, in a whole season.
Did you see the TikTok video? Someone was filming it. A guy got up, cursing, takes his Giants jersey on, throws it, and then just walked away. He left it there
Yeah.
because he was so sad.
Let me tell you something. The Giants are going to be just fine.
Let me tell you something.
The Jets, we're done.
Yeah,
I don't care that we're 1-0. We're done. our whole off season was this hope that Aaron Rodgers was going to come to the New York Jets.
And he did.
He was going to be our savior.
Yes.
Leading up to it, he didn't sign yet. He didn't sign. He's in a fucking black hole. He didn't sign yet. He didn't sign yet. He didn't sign yet. Right? We even did a show on this. When he finally signed, I was the happiest little boy. It was like Christmas. Let's go Jets. Then this person came. Then this wide receiver came. Then this guy came. Then this guy came. Dalvin Cook. Then I came. It was like
And then now he's a sad boy.
unbelievable, dude. It was
Horrible.
unbelievable. It was almost
Horrible.
like in the NBA when they make like super teams. I was like, this team is going to be great this year.
Yeah.
And
I did think they had a good shot. And
4 snaps later.
that's
Yeah.
crazy how quickly it happened.
And you know when it happened, he stood up like normal, and then he
Yeah.
sat back down. I'm like, what happened?
He
I was
probably
not thinking an Achilles.
yeah.
No,
I was
didn't
thinking
think-
a high ankle sprain.
Yeah, I thought he'd be back in a week or two.
I thought well, judging by when he saw it, looked like he might be back that game
Yeah.
because he got up and he's
Everyone
like,
was
all right.
I've never seen anybody walk off with an Achilles like that.
Did you know who the backup was?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Okay. Because some people were like, who's even the backup
Well-
quarterback?
yeah, I mean that was ridiculous. On who were the announcers that night?
That Joe
Was it
Buck.
Joe Buck? Yeah, I was just saying.
You know what? I wasn't. I'm sorry. I was watching because I was watching the Manning cast.
Oh, you actually watched
I
that?
had
Because
it
I
on.
hate Joe Buck.
I
I
had that
cannot
on.
watch it.
I agree with you. Yankee games, they're so biased.
I
hates them.
love
Yeah.
the Manning cast is good. They had Ryan Fitzpatrick on. He's so funny.
But Eli
He's
kept
good.
looking at his TV like up, and,
and
he
Peyton's
looked
like,
a little
who's,
special.
Who's the backup? And
Yeah.
Eli's like, well, Wilson, like Zach Wilson, and Peyton's like, he's on the team. Like seriously, bro,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you weren't ready for that.
Zach Wilson, I have hope in him, man. I think he might. I'm not a Jets fan, but
he
I
didn't
think
even
he's
he didn't even play good that night.
dude.
Not really.
Not
Zach
Good.
Wilson came into it thinking. Think about it. He wasn't mentally prepared for that.
no, definitely.
He
not.
was thinking, I'm going to be out this whole season watching from the sideline.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
That-
I'll get lucky if the Jets are killing someone. That's it.
That catch in the end zone.
That saved us. That
That's
saved
insane.
us. And our defense is.
And that was a great catch by
awesome.
what's
Oh
it?
my
White? What was
God.
it? White?
Garrett Wilson.
Wilson.
White man.
I was
White man can't jump.
get my teams confused. But yeah.
So I got a question for you.
Whitehead was the defender guy who kept making all the interceptions. Is that if that's what you're thinking of?
Oh, that's what it was. That's right. Yeah.
Whitehead was on the defense. He made 3 interceptions.
And he got a bonus for that.
He got his
250
incentive for the
yeah,
year.
I think it was 250,000
First game.
extra for
Yeah.
making. He was supposed to get 3 interceptions for the whole season,
Yeah.
and he got it all in one game.
So now this is Friday after week 1, right before week 2. We
Mm-hmm.
have not signed a backup yet, right? We're going to sign some veteran.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna. I'm gonna guess. We haven't signed him yet. I'm gonna guess it's gonna be Foles, or we're gonna trade for Kirk Cousins because Kirk Cousins is 0-2 now, and this is on the last year of his contract.
Cousins had a great dude, man. He had a great.
I like him. I would trade for him in a heartbeat,
Bro.
Because, listen, a lot of people are saying you should trade for Stafford. You did. Rodgers is coming back next year.
I keep hearing the kneeler.
He said he's coming back.
Jets want to get the kneeler Kaepernick.
Yeah. Yeah, but
he sucks.
dude, Cousins.
He's done.
Cousins is. I mean, he's putting up numbers.
He always
good.
puts up numbers.
Bro, I sat him. I benched him on fantasy
I saw
yesterday.
He put up what, 19 points, 20-something points,
30-something, 37,
30-something?
I think it was.
I went to bed before the fourth quarter.
Bro, I was like, I benched him because apparently Cousins on primetime games. So I had Cousins and Wilson as my backup.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson, I decided to start Wilson this time because they had the same exact numbers the week before. Yeah. This time I said, all right, let me give Wilson a try. It was the same exact numbers, and Cousins, I read up on it, and they said sometimes primetime games he doesn't do that great, you know? So whatever. Yeah, kicking myself in the ass. But I did.
You're destroying though. I saw your other numbers.
I started DeAndre Swift,
Yeah.
who gave me not much of anything last week, and I only started
You
him.
had to because Gainwell was out.
Well, I put Eckler. Eckler's questionable right now. I move Eckler to flex.
Okay.
Took DeAndre Swift off my bench, put him as the running back, just so that if I have to bench, I don't want to have Eckler as the starting running back.
Sure.
Just in case.
Good move.
Great move. That got me a ton of points.
I have a question because nobody cares about your fantasy football.
Well, we do because we're both in it. So
Not in all seriousness, like he just bought a house. Talking about Rodgers,
Can he?
in like
Another house?
Montclair or Cedar Grove. He still gets paid, right? Like
He still gets paid.
So he has to show up and help the young quarterback basically for the whole year. Like
So this is my next
kind of
day.
smart what he did.
It's my next day. You know, I text my buddy. My buddy Chris is a huge
Yeah,
Jets fan.
yeah.
I text him as soon as it happened. I go,
Chris,
"You think-"
who's been on here.
Yeah, I go, you
He's
think
collecting.
I go, you think this was the plan the whole time?
Yeah.
Teach Wilson in the preseason a little bit and then get hurt and give him the chance, see if he can redeem himself. And then if he
Like, he
sucks,
knew
you
he-
look like the hero coming back.
Yeah,
next
he
year.
knew he couldn't do it, and he was just like, "I'm just gonna."
I've never seen anybody walk off the way he did with Achilles.
He's doing some shrooms right now or something, man.
Ayahuasca.
Yeah, whatever it was he was doing. Yeah.
But I would love to see him come back because obviously he's got to have surgery. He'll be out. I would love to see him back in a few weeks, though, on crutches, on the sidelines, coaching.
And I think
Wilson.
I think he would do that.
But I think by week 4, week 5, Wilson's going to be done. I think it's going to be Foles or they're going to trade for Cousins. People want them to trade for Stafford, and the Rams want to get rid of Stafford. But Stafford has a few more years left in his contract. Aaron Rodgers is coming back next year. Neither one of them are going to back up the other. So that makes no sense.
He's done.
Can they get Geno Smith?
Butt fumble?
No, that was Sanchez.
Oh, yeah, it was Sanchez.
Geno Smith, I mean, he didn't have a good first game, but
Maybe they can get Favre.
I personally think it's going to be Foles.
Maybe Brady will come out of retirement, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I think that's
Spend
the
the
one
money.
team Brady will never play for. It doesn't matter what they give him. They can give him ownership of the team. He's not going to play for the Jets.
Maybe they get.
So season starts, season over. My opinion. In a few weeks from now, I hope I'm biting my tongue and I'm putting my foot in my mouth, and I hope we're 3 or 4-0.
So, what's your take on going to games nowadays? How do you guys feel about it?
Nah, I don't want to do it.
I mean, is it too much now? Are we getting too old?
I think I'm too
It's
old.
just too long a day.
Yeah.
I think you're better off.
You can't see
invest
shit.
in a parking pass if you want to invest in
Tailgate,
something.
go home.
Tailgate. You can leave whenever you want to leave.
Yeah.
You can get a TV. Now TVs are so damn cheap. You can get a TV, a freaking 50-inch for probably $200, and you can just hang out, watch the game in the parking lot, grill.
I'm down with
eat
that
food.
now, but once December and January comes, I don't want to do that shit.
This is true.
I agree.
And so our stadium here for
Very
people who are out
rainy.
of state is
Jet Life Stadium?
We're in the Meadowlands, and it's open parking lot, and it can get pretty freaking cold there.
But when you're
during the
drinking
winter.
a lot, you start to not feel it.
Yeah,
But it's still
you got to bundle up though. You got to bundle up, and so but it gets to a point. So my mother's boyfriend, he has season tickets. He's told me, he's like, Ken, you ever want to go to a game? Let me know. I'm like Roy, I have a great time, but I'm like, it takes me an hour to drive there. At least an hour to drive there. We're we start early in the morning because we start drinking, doing whatever. Then we go to the game.
It's a long day.
Yeah.
It is a long day, and then I got to drive an hour back home. I'm like, I love doing it to go into the game if I lived right there. I used to live right around the corner from the stadium. Now it's just too much.
It's the same thing, though, like everywhere, right? Like across the country, like they do the same tailgating, and that's like the thing, right? Like people don't get tickets sometimes. Like it's not just us in this area. It's like everyone does that. Right?
I don't want to be in a stadium like this next to somebody.
Yeah.
I want to be home watching it on my TV.
You can
with
poop when you wanna poop.
replays. You can poop when you want to poop.
Since we talked about shit on a plane, did you see the guy? I don't know where it was, maybe Buffalo or somewhere, where he was pissing in the middle of the aisle, and people are just walking back like, "What are you doing, dude?" You saw that one?
I saw the guy who was pissing last year. He was pissing in the.
Maybe it was last
It was like
year.
in the concessions. Like he was just pissing.
People are walking by with their kids. And
Yeah.
I'm done with that stuff.
That's what you call.
Was that Philly or was that Buffalo?
Probably Philly.
Lightweights. Now,
Philly's
can
a
we
bunch
all
of assholes.
can we all agree that Philly are the worst fan, the biggest douches?
Yeah,
you
I
know?
love the city of Philly, but yeah, they're
We
fans.
just lost
suck.
one of our subscribers that is from Philly.
Billy from Philly.
Philly Billy.
Not you, Philly Billy. But anyways, I would say 75%. So maybe that 25% of you who are cool, but most of them are not cool.
Well, New York fans are kind of assholes too, but in a different way.
Jets fans,
Yeah.
Jets fans, I think are worse than Giants fans as far as being douchey.
Yeah,
right?
probably. I mean, the handful of Jet games I've been to, I didn't see anything crazy.
Wait, what was
the
this
one Giant game
snowball
I went to,
incident?
I saw crazy. I saw the Giants against the Cardinals years ago, Monday Night Football, and this young girl started to fight.
I got COVID.
Oh God, a young girl, like 20s, started to fight like an old man next to her because he was wearing and they
Who
fought.
cares?
And I'm like, you
But
out of your mind?
the snowball incident, that was the
Snowball
Giants,
incident.
right? Or was that
How about
Jets?
the Phillies when the Phillies were playing the Giants? Remember the Philly guy made himself throw up on the Giant fan?
Oh my God,
Years
no, I
ago?
didn't know about
You
this.
didn't
I
hear
heard
that?
about
No.
that.
Oh yeah, and he threw up all over like his head.
I also know that this happened. One of my Devil fans friends told me they're all Devil fans, and a guy went to the game, and the daughter had, she was a little kid, say she was 8 years old, whatever. I don't know how old she was, but had a Devils jersey on, but was in Philadelphia, and a guy walked up and dumped a beer on her head. Like, as a dad, you just have right, I think, just to knock the guy out. Right?
Oh.
Like,
I would.
Hey,
yeah.
I told you, I went to
that's so
the
despicable.
Aaron fucking Boone game, right?
Yeah.
The ALCS
when he hit that home
2000
run?
when he hit
You
that
were
home
there?
run. Oh yeah.
Oh wow,
Boston was up, and my buddy sitting next to me,
wasn't me.
a dad and his little daughter, she had popcorn in her hand. He kicked it out of her hand, and the popcorn went flying everywhere. The dad wasn't going to do anything. There was like 6 of us. I felt
Oh.
bad, and I told the guy.
It was like some random dude just kicked the bucket.
It was my friend.
Right.
Kicked the popcorn out of her hand because she was wearing a Boston shirt.
Wait, who did that?
I don't want to say names on the show, but he kicked her right out of her. Security came, whatever. They didn't kick us out. And I like made him buy her another popcorn and apologize because
Yeah.
I don't like that shit.
That's
No.
stupid.
I've been to Boston when Boston weren't even playing the Yankees, and I
I
would
know
wear a
who-
Yankee shirt, and I left with beer,
Yeah.
mustard, ketchup all over
I
me.
think I think I know who might have a name in
might
my
have.
head.
He's probably not even.
Has he been on the podcast?
Yeah.
No, I think it's
Wow.
someone who has the nerve to do something like that. I can think of maybe, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I don't like.
And I'm
that
not.
shit,
If it
man.
is, then I'm.
Wasn't
if,
me.
if it's
I
the
don't-
person I think it is, I'm not a fan of that.
I don't like
person.
that shit because we've
Yeah.
done a lot of games in Baltimore, right? I like going to visiting stadiums. I want to see different stadiums, but I
Yeah.
want to root for my team. But you're scared
Yeah,
to do so in certain
right.
places, and it shouldn't be that way, man. It's all for fun. It's a sport. It's where we let go and relax.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a game, guys.
It's a game.
Yeah. Don't. But
You don't want to. You're afraid you're gonna get beat up because
Well,
you're
that's the
wearing
thing.
your favorite
I
player.
don't.
Team.
I personally don't even like to go to a game and like. So I'm a Ravens fan. I don't even like to go to a Jets game when they're playing the Ravens
With
and
your
wear my
Ravens
jersey.
stuff.
No,
No.
I don't feel like dealing with drama.
Exactly.
And it's sad that I can't do that. You know,
That's what I'm saying. I agree 100%.
and that's the thing. And here's the thing. And listen, no one is in the right to dump a beer on a girl's head or anything of that sort. But if I have a child, I'll just wear your regular clothes. I don't feel like because
You
there's,
don't- you
And
don't wanna
that's a
deal with
sad
it.
thing. You can't. You
Yeah.
gotta root for your team like subtly. You gotta
yes,
be, like,
because
quiet
there are
about it.
idiots out there. There are plenty of idiots, and you know what it is too. I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to turn around. I will clock someone. You know, and that's the thing. And I don't want to. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And I want to avoid that situation.
You can't be a hothead walking
Yeah.
into something like that.
No, and that's why I'd rather avoid the problem, avoid the situation. Just don't wear the jersey.
I was even at a Yankee game,
Yeah.
and the lady who's selling the water, she's like, "Water!"
Yeah,
Took
water,
this guy's
water.
Boston hat and threw it off the third deck.
The,
You fucking kidding me?
the only thing
she kind of has a pass.
the only thing I did where my wife pulled me back was it was a Boston fan, but it was a Yankee like A's game. Had nothing to do, and he had his Red Sox, and he was walking around giving everyone the finger, and people were like throwing shit at him, and some guy got in his face and like, why don't you get the hell out of here? And he pushed him down like, you know, when up top at Yankee Stadium, it was like straight down.
Yeah.
And I just bought peanuts, like, you know, what was that, like $15, dude? I threw it as hard as I could and welled him in the side of the head.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
like I
then
said,
they
when
threw him out, but like, dude, you just threw a guy down like a flight,
Yeah.
like an old man down a
Yeah.
flight of stairs.
When I went to Fenway Park in Boston, they were playing Seattle
Yeah.
Mariners. I wore my Yankee jersey because it was a baseball jersey.
Yeah,
Not to start a fight.
it's for the game.
It's for the game. If I'm going to say the Ravens and the Colts game, and I have a Jets jersey, I'm going to wear my Jets jersey because it's a football jersey. I don't
Yeah.
have any of the other ones. I'm just representing the sport.
He's representing.
I'm representing,
And we haven't been drinking.
and I
before
want to
this.
represent some Old Fitzgerald.
All right.
Yeah.
Guys, it's about that time right now. Jay, thank you, dude. Because why? This is a rare one here.
So wait,
Is it
let's
really?
get John, I want to know your perspective of like, you ever hear of Old Fitzgerald?
Yeah, of course.
Who is he?
Where's
Where's it from? I don't even know, so don't worry about it.
Tennessee.
No, so
it's a heaven hell. Is that
the reason why it's a
We've
good
had
one.
old. We've had Old Fitzgerald, haven't we?
I don't know. Have you done? I think Ken has an 8-year, right, or a 9-year.
I have an
we
8-year, but we have never done it.
Really?
I'm just,
Okay.
I'm just teasing you a little bit because I just want you to. keep-
Maybe I'm getting that mixed with Old Forester. I don't know.
Old Forester, there's a lot. There's Old Granddad. There's a lot of old people around.
But it's a costly one. If you look here, 19 years.
That's my favorite number, 19.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you. So when something Ken can attest to this, when you guys go to Louisville and you go, well, Buffalo Trace is not in Louisville, but when you guys go out there, you're gonna, before you go to like where they make you go into the one warehouse and there's like a where they make the barrels, you're gonna see they have barrels cut in half with liquid in there. And it's gonna be like, this is a 7-year bourbon.
Yeah.
And you keep seeing it go down. So like when they have, I guess what Pappy 23 is probably
Yeah.
the oldest. 23, it's like less than half.
So
like,
you're not getting many bottles out of
It
that one barrel.
evaporates.
It's all evaporates,
Gotcha, yeah.
which
So
has the angel share. So
So that's
Which
why
makes
the
it more
price
expensive.
goes up.
Right, I get
But
it.
to tell you the truth, I was so excited about this one, and it tastes like you're licking the bar a little bit. Like it got better as I
Okay.
drank
Tastes
it.
like shit.
So just to piggyback on what
Oaky.
Yeah, so
sitting-
piggyback on what Jay's saying. So a lot of times I mean, you put a price on age. You put a price on how long that bourbon has been sitting in that barrel, because time is money in a way. Right. And if it's sitting there for a while, they're holding it. It's sitting there. Right. But here's the thing. There's a misconception. People think old is good a lot. You know, I've had 4-year-old bourbons that are better than some 18-year-old bourbons.
It's like wine.
Yeah. If it sits in that oak way too long, and listen, this could be your preference if you like an more oaky kind of bourbon. But if it sits in that barrel way too long, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I can see why they put a value on it. But it may be a little too oaky. Might not be your typical taste for what you're looking for in a bourbon.
Right. Well, what do they say in neat, right? Some of these distillers, they never get to taste their
I was
product.
gonna say, like,
Yeah.
how old are your daughters?
Yeah, why?
That's like older than them, which is like insane. Like
well, I don't have
19
19-year-old daughters, bro.
Yeah.
I was asking for a friend.
Yeah.
So this, just so people know, on a secondary market value-wise, on this
like
goes
what,
$900.
$900 bucks.
$900.
So I traded 3 bottles that equaled, like, they were $300 each. I didn't pay $300 each just to get it because I'm like, I can't see buying this for $900. And it sat there for a while, and I'm like, on my birthday, I was like, I'm gonna open it.
Yeah.
I was disappointed.
This is probably the most expensive bourbon we ever had on the show, actually.
You were disappointed.
But it got better.
But
as
I was going
drank
to say,
it.
your birthday this year?
Yeah,
Because your birthday's in what, May?
yeah.
So he did a lot.
September. It's about
I know,
almost gone. It
wanna-
could have been that bad.
I want to finish. Well, it's not bad. Like, I had like a 7-year-old.
Jeez, I hope it's not bad.
I had like a 7-year-old bourbon like after that, and I'm like, yeah, it's good. But when your expectations are $900 in your head, and you're like, no, I wouldn't pay.
You are going to pour this, by the way.
Just
I don't go ahead.
definitely
No,
just
you go ahead. You go.
just a very little for me.
This is bottled and bond, 100 proof, so nothing crazy high.
But the wine people will like destroy me. But you can give me a $400 bottle of wine. You can give me a $9.99 bottle of wine.
I mean, that's why you're not drinking $400 bottles of wine, though, because
It's not. Yeah, to me, it's
called.
Should I not let you try this?
just pour it in my mouth.
Now you can tell people when you go.
Just pour it in my hand.
Yeah, this one's up here. When Jay said he was bringing this, I was like, okay.
Have you had this, Ken?
Have I had your 19
Yeah, at my house.
inch? Oh no, yeah,
That's it. That's good.
it's good.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should finish it.
No,
All right.
you still have plenty. You just got plenty in there, man.
You got 3 more podcasts.
Yeah.
I want John's opinion.
Why
No
John?
one should say anything until he says it first. Cheers.
Cheers, dude. Thanks so much, Jay. This is really cool, man. Thanks, brother. I appreciate this.
Smell it?
Let's get that nose, dudes.
It smells a little nutty.
You gotta smell it.
You know, on the nose, it smells fantastic.
Watch, it's going to be fantastic because I let it sit there for a little bit.
Yeah. No.
It's gotten a lot better.
I think that's pretty
Pretty
damn
smooth.
good. It's very smooth.
I get that woodiness,
I do too.
but it's not bad.
It's gotten a lot better. So, like, Ken can attest to this. When you first open a bottle, a lot of times the neck, it tastes different. And when I guess a little bit of oxygen after a week or two, it starts to get better. Some get worse, but most of the time it usually gets better, the bourbon. And no, this tastes really good right
I think
now.
it's really good.
Yeah,
I like the nutty taste to it.
Yeah. Yes, it definitely
got
has
a
some
nutty-
You like
Yeah.
nuts?
Yeah.
I'm a big peanut butter guy.
It's a little bit like salted cashews.
It actually tastes really good.
I like it. I mean,
Now
it
you
don't
had,
taste like $300. But
Now you had
Or
something that's
$900.
19 years old.
first time. Actually, no, it's not my first.
Yeah, this is good. But is it worth the tag? I don't think so.
How much would you pay for it?
Nothing is worth that price to me.
Well, what would you pay for
Ooh,
that?
that tastes good a
Because you
little bit
can't
more.
expect to pay $70 for it when it's been sitting in their, they've been holding it for 19 years. So
I know.
maybe like
It's
200,
like paying
300.
for storage. They're like, oh, but we've been holding it for this long and we lost so much. So
If I had
keep in mind this is secondary price though.
Right.
if I was
I don't know what that retail is.
Yeah.
bourbon
$250.
guy where I like to collect and buy, I wouldn't spend more than $250 on
I
it.
wonder.
Yeah, I think that's like 190 like retail.
I'm
maybe.
curious now. I want to see if I can look.
If that
look
was
it up,
190 retail and I knew the story behind it, I was like 19 years old.
Yeah.
I might. If
But
I
then
had the
you're-
money to spend on
But
it,
then
I'd
you're like,
probably-
I'll trade you that for a small car. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Let's use car here. Nah, but
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I was like, should I open it? What if I don't like it? And then I was disappointed, but then it came back around. Look at that.
I think it's good.
Yeah, Today,
It's crazy on some
today
of
I
these,
like it.
on some of these groups. What they're actually people are selling bottles for. I saw one go for like 25,000 or something.
25,000.
Oh yeah, I'm like, dude, you got.
Oh, that was the double Eagle Rare. I
Yeah,
think,
something.
right?
So an MSRP for this, the average, at least from Booze App, is $240, and then shelf price $878. So we're pretty much on it as far as secondary on that. Fair price they say is about $650. That means if you see it, buy it at $650. But
If you guys meet Freddie, can you do a little video?
I don't think we're going to meet Freddie.
I didn't. He wasn't there when I was there.
We are the last tour, so maybe he'll come out of his closet for the last tour.
Come out of the closet.
Yeah. Wake up from his nap.
he's gonna be like, "Hey guys,
Hey.
so I have."
I'm Freddie with 3 E's now.
He
why
has his soda.
We're going to have to have Freddie's root beer,
his
right?
root beer. He has his root beer.
They give you that.
I would love to meet Freddie.
Yeah,
I
Maybe we'll get lucky.
I would give him a hug. In fact, we're leaving on Friday. We didn't. We were trying to book the Old Taylor tour for Friday.
Can I? You want to stick around? You want to do another episode?
Sure.
You want to talk about next episode?
Yeah.
We're gonna pick his
I
brain
want
a
to talk
little?
about some stuff. I
All
want
right,
to pick
cool.
his brain.
All right.
Tell him some of our stories, our dilemmas, and all that
you know what? Maybe we'll start off
Because
on
he's
this.
been because he's
We're gonna
been
start with bourbon this
he's
time?
been there before.
So we're gonna start off our next episode talking about Buffalo Trace tours and things of that sort.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna go off that.
Cool.
But let's finish this one here, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers to
Cheers.
you guys.
Cheers to you.
And
What-
as well, shout outs
Shout-outs
to
to Fidens Brewing.
Fidens.
Right? Thanks for stopping
La,
up there.
la Frenchy.
La
La
bla bloom,
something.
la
La
bla
bla
bloom,
bla blue.
la bla
Good
bla
luck
bloom.
with their podcast.
You are the man. Thank you for bringing this, Old Fitz, once again. That's cool that you're
Bourbon's
sharing
meant
this.
to be shared.
Yes, it's meant to be
It's
shared.
meant to be
Maybe
shared
we-
with good friends.
Yes.
That's right. Wait, are you my good friend?
Let's open up the pappy.
Yes. And as guys, as always, cheers to you.
Peace.
Cheers.
All right.
Shibbity bop shabop.